A lot of our clients came to us many years ago and said, hey, what could you do to help us? We feel like we're kind of stuck in this rut. I like calling it the box of better sameness. And we really felt like we needed to put together a bit of a methodology to help clients take a different look. That's really what we kind of do. And at a real high level, we start with who and what they are. I mean, we really believe that every experience is an expression of your purpose and values as an organization. So we talk about who and what they are, what they stand for, what they mean, who are they really? We like to have that conversation because it kind of reconnects them to kind of their core, right? So then one of the other things that we really like is this idea of simplicity, and we challenge them to describe their event in one word, and really looking for them to get to the essence of what their event is all about. And that's kind of a neat experience because, I mean, you go all over the place, but ultimately we just keep pushing them to think deeper and deeper and deeper about what they're really, really trying to get done. And so that begins to build a framework for the overall redesign or design experience or innovation lab. That leads us into the next big conversation is business outcomes. I find it really interesting that a whole lot of our clients don't take the time to identify what they're really trying to do. So we have that conversation, and that's always interesting. And that just leads us right into the next piece, which is what impressions do you want your guests to really have? So that really creates a bit of a framework that we build on intentionally looking at those pieces. And then the last thing that we try to do is just deconstruct the event journey and design by a phase. It seems like it's a whole lot easier for clients to think about how do you want to announce it versus, okay, what do you want to do this year? So we walk through a bit of a journey, and just through being very intentional about some of our challenges, questions, activities, we get an opportunity to look at the event a little bit differently. Very true. It's very true, right? So all of these ideas are generated, and then it becomes, that's then the hard work, right? What do we do now? How do we apply it? How do we activate it? How do we make it real? And that requires discipline. You know, once we identify an organizing principle, you start asking yourselves, okay, if that's really what this is all about, then every single element should be helping me tell that or connect into that ideal. And that takes work. You know, I mean, that takes a fair amount of discipline to start asking yourself, okay, does that really deliver on the real essence of this event? And the discipline comes in is when it doesn't. Well, we've always done that. Well, it doesn't fit. That's what's got to go. Lots of sacred cows, yeah. One of the things that I'm finding is, to your point, this idea of sacred cows, what happens is we do the same things over and over again, and we just keep adding things. And it's like a paint store. You go into a paint store and you say, go get me a can of yellow paint. And you just stand there in front of this thing of hundreds of colors of yellow. And you won't make a decision. So it's really this idea of how do we thatch somebody's event and really rake out the stuff that is no longer adding value or no longer delivering on this organizing principle, and then really concentrate on the things that really matter. Yeah, great question. What has been really exciting for me is there are a couple clients that have owned the process. They look at it as a methodology that they use, and they are actively employing it on their own year over year. And that's really exciting when someone says, yeah, I have a framework that I can repeat. That's really cool. So yes, and yes, there are other clients where we have gone in a year or two after and kind of did a refresh. Sometimes business outcomes are still the same, but the thing is shifting a little bit. So yeah, again, that's that whole idea of intentional design. Yeah, could we run a couple of years? We can, but let's never give up designing. Let's always be designing.